Can you smell what's cooking? In this corner, 11 challengers, exciting new Trader Joe's products for summer 2025.
They're definitely contenders.
And in this corner, 3 returning champions.
The judges may have to score this a draw.
Let's go.
Let's go inside Trader Joe's.
I'm Tara Miller, Director of Words and Phrases and Clauses.
And I'm Matt Sloan, the Culture and Innovation Guy at Trader Joe's.
11 new, 3 returning. That's 14 products for this summer shopping list episode. Of course, there are so many more products also coming into stores, but our time is limited.
And we've got a couple special guests, Hasmeek and Trang. They're going to tell us about some of the projects they've been working on. I think they're standing by, right?
They are, in fact, standing by. But I would like to start our list with what many people will be doing this summer out at the grill.
All right, let's get our buns out there.
You mean our pretzel buns and our potato buns, right?
What did you think I meant?
Okay, good. Pretzel buns are the most exciting addition to our bakery category for me in years.
In years?
In years. I love pretzels. I love all things flavored pretzel. The perfect size for a good size burger, but you could also put like a chicken salad sandwich or a tuna sandwich on these.
These are interesting because these buns, they actually are not sliced. So they could be just a large roll. Mm-hmm. They are actually pretzeled. And by that, I mean, before they're baked, they're given a little treatment with actually what is lye, believe it or don't, sodium hydroxide. A quick wash in that very alkaline solution is what give pretzels that incredible dark brown, glossy exterior, that really nice textural and flavor contrast to the soft, squishy interior. And these pretzel buns are totally soft and squishy.
And I just think the pretzel flavor is such an excellent companion to anything that comes off the grill. I'm very excited to have these at cookouts at my house this summer.
Me too. I mean, I love, because that when you're talking about pretzel flavor, it's not just a little bit of salty and a little bit of sweet. There's some malted flour.
I'm just looking at the ingredients. Yeah, malted barley flour in here. So yeah, these pretzel buns are already in store.
You can
grab them right now. And talk about our other new buns.
Don't let their mild-mannered appearance throw you. There's something special going on. These potato buns look like a very basic white bread bun, but potato flour is the secret ingredient. And I always wonder, how is it that people figured out to put mashed potatoes, or what functions as a mashed potato equivalent, in a bread recipe?
Well, the first thing I notice is their color. They have a little bit of yellow, but they're also super moist and a little bit squishy, but they hold their shape a little bit better than maybe a standard basic white bun. There's just like a bun that you'd get at like a neighborhood burger joint.
You're on a road trip, you pull off and you're in unfamiliar areas and you're sitting on a teetering, wonky picnic bench, and you place an order and an amazing burger comes over. It's probably on this kind of bun.
Yeah, that's a really satisfying bun.
Pulled barbecue type sandwiches, fried chicken sandwiches, fried fish sandwiches, grilled mushroom sandwiches. I mean, we can just go forever.
Brand new to Trader Joe's this summer and in stores now.
So stepping up the game.
So good. Speaking of grilling, we're also headed into prime hot dog season.
I like the qualification that's always hot dog season, but this might be peak hot dog season. This is one of those returning champ products, our organic, uncured, grass-fed beef hot dogs.
That's a lot of descriptors.
And I missed the most important one, delicious.
It's an all-beef hot dog, so it's not a mix of meats. It's made with organic beef. It's made with grass-fed beef. It is uncured. It doesn't have chemical nitrates in it. It does have sea salt and celery powder, so it kind of has the same effect of preserving that those chemical additives can have, but without the chemical additives.
And if you are interested in a classic delicious all-beef hot dog, this is it.
These are great dogs to throw on your grill this summer.
And grilling hot dogs is always kind of a tricky thing for me. Do not leave your hot dogs grilling unattended. You've got to watch them.
I think people have a lot of different ways that they like to grill hot dogs. I know some people who score them on one side so that they sort of steam out a little bit.
It's like a Hasselback hot dog.
Kind of. And I also know people who like to cut a hot dog down the center and butterfly it and have it flat. And then when you put it in the bun, you can put the ketchup or the mustard or the relish or whatever it is you like to put on a hot dog. Don't come at me, Chicago, for saying ketchup. Put it right down the center that's been split.
That's so chefy, like butterflied hot dog. I mean, I love it.
Well, you know, having grown up in New England, which is home to all the split top hot dog buns, the split top hot dog made perfect sense on a split top hot dog bun.
Maybe we need to take a moment to acknowledge that we only have split top hot dog buns.
Is that right? We don't have any side entry hot dog buns anymore?
That's right, folks at home. Just let that settle in. We only sell split top hot dog buns, which is like an editorial position. It's a hot take on hot dogs.
Because they're the best.
I think they are too. Now, if you have not yet experienced split top hot dog buns, please don't take my word for it. Give it a shot. Try them out.
Yeah, you put them on the grill, easy peasy, or if you really want to up the ante, put a little butter on each side and put them in a skillet before you put the hot dog inside. Really good.
I want to have hot dogs at your house because you go like all out.
And now, something hot and trendy and cool.
I'm here.
I am talking about the black sesame mochi ice cream that Hasmeek has worked so long and hard to bring to Trader Joe's for the summer.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks for having me back.
We're always happy to have you back because you're delightful, but also because you always bring us delicious treats.
The last couple of times I spoke to you guys, I was the category manager of grocery, and now I've transitioned to the frozen category. So it's really nice to eat ice cream now for a living.
I'm excited for this black sesame mochi because black sesame ice cream, not necessarily new. Mochi ice creams, not necessarily new, but this is new for us.
I am a lover of Japanese foods and just, I would say, kind of mostly like an early adopter of different things. I'm just open to trying
Like before
things.
Japan knows it's cool,
Definitely
you're there?
not before
Okay,
Japan.
all right, just checking.
I think, Matt, you and I had talked about doing like a black sesame paste, and we felt like black sesame needed to be introduced to our customers in a format that they were a little bit more familiar with.
Sometimes we come out with something and we love it, but the question is always, so what do you do with it? We don't. The answer is simple here. We just eat these delicious
eat
mochi.
it.
So it's in a tray. It has a little film on the top to
Plastic
keep
film
it
you have
safe.
to remove.
I'm excited.
Okay.
This is probably our first charcoal gray ice cream product.
Yeah.
There's black sesame paste in the mochi coating, the rice coating, and there's also black sesame paste in the ice cream in of itself.
So it is a black sesame ice cream with a black sesame mochi wrapper.
Yes. This supplier also supplies many Japanese restaurants. And when it is served in restaurants, they usually kind of cut it in half to showcase the beautiful kind of gray, unique color of this product.
It's only from black sesame.
Yes.
And the black color on those sesame seeds, it's only from that outer hull. So there's nothing else added to get that color. And it's a really fun color for a sweet treat because there's a little cognitive dissonance. Like it looks like a powdery rock. It's not.
This does eat differently than our other mochis. Those are a little bit kind of more flat. This has a little bit of a thicker coating. And then the mochi dough is a bit softer.
The textural contrasts are really fun.
I think that I missed this tasting panel. I've never tasted this before. That is so incredibly satisfying to eat because it's not super, super sweet. And it has this really full, earthy, almost umami kind of flavor happening. It's so very good.
It's wonderful.
I've never tasted anything like that. I've never had black
yay.
sesame ice cream. So
wow.
Yeah, for anyone who is thinking, oh, that sounds too weird, please just try it.
Because there's a whole bunch of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Lots of layers of flavor. It's a multi-dimensional experience.
That is really good.
I think a shout out is necessary for Trader Joe's crew member designer Winnie. Did a really great job on this package.
Yeah.
So it will jump out at you.
I'm very excited.
Something important to note is that it is a limited availability product.
Oh, good
It's
to know.
not meant
So,
to be an
okay.
everyday product.
Oh,
This
okay.
one is like summertime. When we bring in a limited limited availability product. We think, okay, we'll have it from June to September.
That's our plan. And then
That's
the
our
reality
plan.
comes to be maybe something different.
But that's up to our customers. Do they love it so much that they buy way more than we thought they would buy, more quickly than we thought they would buy it? That's not something that we can control.
There's a Japanese aesthetic perspective that notes and appreciates the fleeting nature of all things and our existence. And maybe that's the angle here.
So what is that called?
Awade is, I probably didn't pronounce that correctly.
Love it.
Deep. We are going to journey now from being inspired by the flavors of Japan to being inspired by the flavors of Korea.
Fantastic.
This is a cold Korean noodle salad called bibimbap. I might be mispronouncing that, and if I am, I apologize. On the shelf at Trader Joe's, in our refrigerated section, you're going to see a tub filled with super fresh ingredients, and it is called Korean-style bibimbap, spicy somen noodles with vegetables, kimchi, and gochujang sauce.
The rough, basic translation of bibimbap is spicy noodles. This is a classic Korean recipe, almost a staple dish, cold noodle salad.
You just opened up one of those tubs and tossed it very quickly in a bowl for us. About how long did that take you?
30 seconds, the whole process.
And that included dumping it into the bowl, opening the sauce packet, all of those things, and tossing it together.
Easy, easy, easy. This to me is way more interesting than classic macaroni salad or more or less boring pasta salad.
So when this came to the tasting panel, everyone in the room put their hand up in the air immediately and said, yes, please, this should start arriving in stores this week that this podcast lands in your podcast app.
What a great quick snack, a light lunch, sesame oil, sweetness, tangy tart flavors, that gochujang fermented chili, little bit of heat, not super spicy.
No.
Man.
It has cucumbers,
Delicious.
cabbage, carrots, and kimchi. It is just so satisfying on every level. And this whole container, it's a 9.81 ounce container, is 250 calories. Instead of munching on a candy bar, have a bowl of this.
Absolutely.
So this is new, but it is not limited. We plan to make this an everyday product, so this will be available in the refrigerated case at Trader Joe's all the time. Try something new, try something interesting. It's a flavor bomb. Holy moly. Next on our summer shopping list, the crumbled gorgonzola sheep cow blend.
I gotta hand it to the product development crew. Only we could come up with a combination sheep cow.
What should we name it?
Trader Joe's crumbled gorgonzola cheese made with cow's milk and sheep's milk. It's classic, it's gorgonzola, it's easy, crumbled, ready to go. This is like training wheel blue cheese.
This I would put in a salad. I would put in a pasta salad. I would put on a burger. I might even put on a hot dog.
That would be tasty.
This is from the great state of Wisconsin. So it is an Italian-style cheese made in the United States. It's aged for 90 days, I think is the minimum aging on this cheese. It's creamy because it's gorgonzola, but it's a little crumbly and it's already crumbled.
Sometimes sheep milk cheeses are very strong in aroma and flavor. This is approachable. Blue cheese is kind of a mysterious thing. There are super fans, and then there's everybody else, and I do feel like this could be your introduction to blue cheese.
This one is a limited availability product in our stores, so we are planning to have it for the summer.
All right, but if you are gorgonzola fans out there, maybe you could change our minds and just be so excited about this that we say we have to have it all year round. Who knows?
All right, we got to move on, Matt. I know you love a classic hardtop.
Indeed I do, such as the 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner, the original retractable hardtop convertible.
The next item that we have to talk about is a hardtop made with Danish chocolate and coconut oil. It's destined to become a classic.
It's a dessert topping, though.
Yes, however, it has some rules you have to follow in order to use it and enjoy it appropriately.
Okay, I'm ready for some rules
All right.
with the hardtop.
So the first thing you're going to notice when you pick up the bottle of hardtop, there's a little tab in the front at the top that you have to peel off, and it peels off really easily. Once you peel off that little tab, the top is literally just a flip top. Maybe this kind of packaging is more common in Denmark, which is where this product is made. Because it is made with coconut oil, it can solidify inside the bottle. So at certain temperatures, it will go from being more liquid to more solid, which kind of explains why it gets solid when you put it on top of cold ice cream.
At a relatively cool, not even cold temperature, coconut oil gets solidified.
So there are instructions on the bottle, on the back, at the very bottom. And admittedly, they might be a little challenging to read, and you might not think to look there, right?
That's being generous. These are difficult to read.
Just as a rule, put this little bottle in a bowl of warm to hot water for like 5 minutes or so.
You know, you can set this in the warm water while you're getting everything ready, right? Your
That's
bowls,
exactly
your
right.
scooper, you're getting everyone excited about an ice cream treat.
And then shake the heck out of it. Hear that? I'm shaking that bottle.
Okay.
It has liquefied.
Sounds liquidy.
Coming out of that bottle onto your ice cream. And literally within seconds of hitting the ice cream, it is solid.
I mean, we love the novelty of biting into a chocolatey shell on a perfectly dipped cone. I mean, when poured over something cold, like ice cream, for example, this topping turns into a snappy hard top, a tasty textural counterpoint to the treat beneath it.
Okay, here we go. We ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you worked
try
in an ice cream parlor.
I've done that. And in fact, my right forearm is still a little bigger than my left forearm, even 30 years later, having scooped ice cream for quite a while when I was a college student.
They used to call her Popeye.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That sounded like a small creature.
I know, it did.
What was that?
It's already solidifying on top of that ice cream. There you go. You get to try some. If you're making a milkshake, you can make a chocolate chip milkshake by using vanilla ice cream, just by squirting some of this into the blender before you blend. It hardens up, turns into little
Makes
chips.
it a little chip? Wow.
Yep,
Okay.
fantastic. That's a little hack that I'm sharing with you. All right, let's see if we can make a little cracking sound. Ready? That's pretty good. How does it taste? It's so good. I'm super happy with that.
It has a nice level of sweetness, but it's like a chocolatey flavor.
Important note, this is also on the package, but the print is small. Do not refrigerate because it will be almost impossible for you to get it back to the temperature you want it if it's been in the refrigerator. Matt, what would be the best place to enjoy a bowl of ice cream covered with Trader Joe's chocolate hardtop?
I mean, if I had to go full LA story, I'd probably drive that Ford Fairlane up to the Griffith Park Observatory and watch the sunset.
Cheers.
Cheers. What's next?
Matt, you asked for this?
Yes, I did. It's time to talk sheet cake with Trang.
Hi, Trang.
Hi, Tara. Hi, Matt.
You are our bakery category manager. You oversee our bakery business. And within that, recently, what's been so exciting, I think, for a lot of people, are sheet cakes. I would love for you to help us understand the most recent introduction, the newest sheet cake, and that is...
Our strawberry mini sheet cake.
I'm obsessed with these sheet cakes. If I buy them, I eat the whole cake. It might take me a couple days if I can hide it from the rest of my family, but I don't have any self-control around these sheet cakes. How did strawberry happen?
It started off with our two everyday flavors, our chocolate and vanilla, and that's been in stores for, I think, well over 10 years now.
Wait, really?
This means we're old.
We've had those for that long? Seriously, incredible.
We're going to real-time fact check. Hold on. Southern California has had the chocolate sheet cake since 2015. So yeah, that's 10 years. It took a while to get to other parts of the country because we were, the bakery that was making it could only make enough to service one area at the time.
Which is why you are here, Trang. You're the expert on this
Yeah.
stuff. Goodness gracious, that is incredible.
In the last few years, we've developed a few different types. We started with the lemon based on the success of our different lemon products during the spring. When we were looking for a different sheet cake flavor for summer, strawberry just came to mind. It's a very natural flavor for the summer. So every time I look at the sheet cakes, they all say mini. And I always think that's so funny because there's nothing mini about them.
I know, but it's like if the sheet cake were a football field,
yes,
this is mini.
The mini size. Because historically, sheet cakes are made on a sheet pan.
Can you hand me that knife over there? I also have some forks over there.
What were the lessons from the lemon that you might have applied to the strawberry version?
The lemon sheet cake has a cream cheese-based frosting, and so we love these sheet cakes, but they can be a little sweet. And so with the lemon, we added a cream cheese frosting to balance out that sweetness, and we applied that as well to the strawberry.
The cake itself, it's a little darker than maybe I would have expected. Why is that?
We wanted it to be really strawberry, like a true strawberry cake. And so when you bake strawberries, they start off red, but in the baking process, they actually turn brown. And so the cake is not like that pink hue that you would expect from strawberry, but more of a brown hue based on the strawberry preserves that are in the actual recipe.
Yeah, and so the strawberries oxidize or they change. There might even be some of that caramelization going on in the baking process. It's not a bad color. In fact, it's looking really nice and rich and flavorful. And it's probably, I'm being led a little bit by my nose, as I often am, because it smells like such intense strawberry.
And it tastes like such intense strawberry. It's really good.
This cake has been frozen, and then we thaw it out and sell it. And freezing cakes affects positively the texture, and it locks some of that moisture.
In some regions, our stores will receive fresh product, but it will be equally as fresh as product that you receive frozen because we freeze the product immediately after baking and cooling.
For a customer perspective, it's going to be ready to eat in that moment. No thawing required, none of that. It is
Correct.
ready to go if you have your purse fork in the car on the way home. I don't know if you see this on your social media feed, but I often see people boasting about using their purse fork to eat their sheet cake on the way home.
I'm more of a purse fork person, but
Smart.
yes.
It's all about efficiency.
Correct.
I know a lot of people who are really into baking, and they often freeze the cakes that they bake because of what it does to the texture, not because they have an extended distribution model, although that was an interesting play for sure.
It's so good. And what is our price on this?
$5.99.
And this is a $5.99. I mean, if you go to buy a slice of cake at a bakery, or if you go to buy a cupcake at a fancy shop, it's $5, $6.
Well, this would be a giant slice of cake. I mean,
That's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
big. How many ounces is this cake?
18 ounces.
18. It's more than a pound of cake. More than a pound cake.
This is an incredibly moist cake. It's in stores when this podcast lands. How long do we think we'll have it? A couple of months?
We're thinking a few months.
Okay.
Through the summer. So we're launching a few different strawberry products this summer. We are doing some strawberry doodles, which are soft-baked kind of snickerdoodly strawberry cookies. We are doing teeny tiny strawberry rhubarb pies, strawberry coated freeze-dried strawberries in candy.
We might even just have strawberries. I mean, the produce team's working hard on it.
That's
We'll see
true,
what happens.
yeah.
So.
Trang, thank you. I think that customers are going to love that cake. Next on our list is another product featuring the bright summer flavors of strawberry. It adds another bright summer flavor, which is watermelon. Trader Joe's strawberry and watermelon marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
These are cool. Oh, easy open. Gelatin-based marshmallows. So they're like a classic marshmallow. They all look like little watermelon slices. Are there some of them that look like little strawberry slices?
Yeah. What do you do with this?
Well, I think you just eat them. Right, us?
If someone's like, I'm having a retro picnic and I need you to make ambrosia, you could sneak these into your ambrosia fruit salad and people's minds would be blown.
Those are definitely a limited availability thing, and they should be in stores right around the middle of June. I think they're really adorable, and they're sweet, and they have really great texture.
And I will say that those could be the freshest marshmallows I've eaten in quite some time. Very springy, texturally speaking.
All right,
Good stuff,
we
fun
got to move
stuff.
on. We have a lot of things, 14, in fact.
Let's keep it rolling with watermelons.
Okay.
It's a Back to the Future moment. What's old is new. Yellow watermelons, from what I can gather, might have been around longer than red watermelons.
Really?
And maybe yellow watermelons were something that was maybe on the African continent thousands of years ago, sort of what people started farming when they started growing watermelons. But a yellow watermelon is such a nice surprise. Now, from the outside, this looks a lot like, I have to say, a regular watermelon.
It does.
It's a smaller, almost perfectly spherical watermelon, heavy, full of water watermelon, and that nice thudding thump sound, which also sounds like it's full of liquid. I think we got a good one here. Yellow watermelon really doesn't taste radically different, in my opinion, from red watermelon. It's very similar.
In my experience, it's a little bit sweeter. What I really like about this is it's seedless. Now, it's also important to note that seedless doesn't actually means seedless. Seedless means there are no big black seeds in it, but it will have the little white seeds.
I think this would be fun if you had both a red and a yellow, cut them up together, put them together, or do a side-by-side taste comparison. But yellow watermelon is yellow because if red watermelon is red because of lycopene, that's that pigment in there, yellow is yellow because of beta-carotene, which is a good thing to eat.
It's a good thing to eat. So beta carotene is what gives carrots their color?
Sure.
Generally
and
speaking?
when we eat beta carotene, our body turns it into vitamin A, which is good for our eyesight to notice that the thing's yellow in the first place. It's a whole circular reference. I love this fruit.
Okay. We're still staying in the fruit category, stone fruit. One of the interesting things to me about stone fruit is how many hybrids there are. Like when I was growing up, every peach was super fuzzy. And now peaches have been hybridized, and most peaches, for commercial use anyway, for commercial sale, are not super fuzzy anymore. There are apriums,
Plumcots, pluots, apriums. I mean, all of these things are basically crosses between plums and apricots and plums, and they're all super interesting. And hybridizing, crossbreeding these fruit ends up providing something really fun and a lot of variety, color variety. You get texture variety. So a pluot, technically speaking, is more or less 75% plum and 25% apricot. And so the outer skin is smoother like a plum. An aprium is mostly apricot, so it might have that slightly downy or fuzzy skin. And I think the pluots that we've got lined up, we've got a bunch of varieties.
They should be starting to arrive in stores right around the middle of June, like maybe June 16th, 17th, 18th, something like that. And it really depends on the sun, quite honestly. It depends on how quickly they ripen. But that's the expectation, is that's when we should be getting them. And you're right, there are all kinds of different varieties of pluots that are slated to come in over the course of the summer. You might find Eagle Ed or Pomegranate or Summer Punch or Jubilee. There's all different varieties, and they ripen at different stages during the summer. So that's what we'll have on offer in the store, what we can get that is freshest and ripest.
You might see variety week to week to week, and I think that's fun. Another treat, actually somewhat modeled after another frozen ice cream-based specialty, root beer floats, Trader Joe's root beer float pieces.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, a root beer float is liquid. So what is this?
So this is if you take something that's kind of like a JoJo cookie, a sandwich cookie, and you coat it in a root beer flavored confectionery coating. And so you get creamy vanilla cream in the middle of the sandwich cookie, and you've got this root beer confectionery, like a candy coating. And then you want to, let's get a little effervescence, a little soda, something in there. Popping candy is in there too. Sounds crazy, but it's a candy. These are really amazing because they taste like a root beer float.
Let's try.
Open that up.
All right.
It smells like root beer.
Oh, it smells like root beer. That is just crazy.
Now, we sell a lot of chocolate-coated, candy-coated JoJo cookies, and that was the original path for this product, basically a coated cookie. And in workshopping iterations of the idea, candy category manager Allison was turned on to a question: what would happen if we made these smaller pieces, more bite-sized pieces? So I think of this really as much like a candy, even though it's got some cookie. This is just delicious and fun, and it's popping.
The popping candy is so unexpected, and it really does give you the sensation that you have carbonated soda in your mouth while you're eating this cookie.
This is mad science coming to a Trader Joe's near you, thankfully.
And this is available right now. You can go in Trader Joe's today after you listen to this podcast episode, and you can buy a bag of these and bring them home.
Or, I mean, summertime's great to go to the movies with a bunch of friends, and if there was candy worth sneaking into the movie theater, this is totally that candy.
Okay, I'm not condoning sneaking candy into the movie theater.
I would do it. So that's interesting. A beverage-inspired candy treat. Let's go to full-fledged beverage. Now, coffee shops and places to go get coffee these days sell probably as much, if not more, cold coffee type drinks as they do hot coffee drinks.
I think more, yeah.
And so what we've been seeing around at different places is this idea, and it's not a new idea, it's an espresso soda. Something sparkling, a shot or two of espresso. And we saw more people working with tonic water, a great mixer, with espresso, and maybe a little bit of orange juice. What am I talking about? Trader Joe's orange flavored espresso tonic beverage.
Sparkling.
And it's sparkling,
Sparkling.
too.
It has all of these things going on.
Bubbles.
And all of those flavors together, it is surprisingly smooth, and it just tastes good.
You've got the bright tart tonic water. You've got orange juice actually in here too, which is really, really fun. And a nice, bold espresso flavor.
It comes in a 4-pack. This one you have to wait a little while though for. So
How long?
This should show up in stores right after the 4th of July.
I think this feels very continental, like you're on a European vacation. It's not a giant, like 20-plus ounce drink. It's a little over 8 ounces, 50 calories for that can. It's refreshing.
There's a lot of coffee drinks, especially coffee drinks that you might buy at a coffee shop, are really laden with calories, but it's 50 calories. I think that's spectacular that we can pack this much flavor into a little can.
Have them at home. It's the afternoon and you want a little break, go outside, sit on the curb, have one of these, talk to the neighbor, Dennis.
I think you should offer Dennis a can of his own.
I will.
Okay. We have one really exciting, and I mean this sincerely, really exciting summertime product still to share. It's the Trader Joe's Glow Anywhere Sun Care Set. It's a really cool little package of products for your skin just in time for summer sun. There's a shimmer oil sunscreen, a shimmer glow stick sunscreen, and there is an after sun body serum, all in one little package. It's adorable.
Now, I know this sounds like something that you would get to get ready for Burning Man. It's a different kind of glow stick. This is not rave equipment.
No.
But this is like a multifunctional thing. It's sunscreen and mica. Like there's actual mineral mica to make you shimmery and shiny.
Yeah.
I probably am usually shiny looking, but shimmery.
Shimmery. This is kind of a trend in skincare right now. And I'm going to see if I can figure out how to put it on me. Aha, there we go. I'm pretty pale, generally speaking. So if it's going to look like super obnoxiously shiny and shimmery, I'm not going to wear it. But it's very subtle, actually. Like, I can see it.
There's something there, though.
But it's not like I'm wearing glitter. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't feel like I've just put glitter all over myself. And trust me, I would not enjoy being glittery. That's not really my space.
Like that holiday card from the one long-lost cousin that's always got lots of glitter in it. What is up with that card? Every year it gets me.
It's an SPF 30 on the oil sunscreen.
It has sort of an after-beach kind of aroma. I like that smell.
Yeah.
It smells like you're a little blown out. Everyone's kind of tired from the day at the beach, but you're going to go get ice cream, maybe some black sesame mochi. It'll all be better.
You'll have the root beer float candy pieces in the car to keep you happy until you get to the ice cream.
And just looking at the stats here, these are appropriately sized for your carry-on bag for any airline trips.
So you can go anywhere with Glow Anywhere.
That almost sounds like a marketing jingle.
It almost does. I think we are done. I think that is the end of our list.
If not our rope.
As promised, 11 new, 3 returning. That's our summer shopping list episode.
And you might have more than 14 items on your shopping list. And even if you do, we hope you go on a little treasure hunt at your neighborhood Trader Joe's.
More treasures are ahead on this podcast. So hit that free subscribe or follow button.
It is free and worth every penny.
Until next time, thanks for listening.
And thanks for listening.